My bad for the delay. So everyone looking up here. Everybody. Okay. Now, we talked about yesterday, this is called a rational function. So the rational has two parts. I don't know how to do this with my hands, but see the two curves on that first graph? That's a rational, okay? Rational function. So, and do you see the dashed lines? The orange one going up and down, and the greenish one going left to right, okay? Those are, wait. So those two asymptotes is what they're called. It cannot touch, okay? So think about it. That's the only place it doesn't touch. Everywhere else, it's going somewhere, okay? Now, I'll be impressed. Who can remember this? What do we always put for a vertical line equation? What does it always start with? Someone said x. X equals, okay? So a vertical line, make sure you write this down. Vertical line is always x equals a number. Okay, so I'm going to write down x equals for my vertical asymptote. Now you tell me, look at that vertical line. Where does it touch the x-axis? -2. So when you're doing this, don't just put -2, put x equals -2 for that vertical line, the vertical asymptote. Write that down. Now, let's talk about the horizontal asymptote from left to right or right to left, okay? Instead of x equals, now we got y equals. And what is the y value that it hits? 3. Okay. This one did shift up, 3. All right, so you got 2 of these shifts. Now, again, I'll be impressed. Y'all remember how do we take that asymptote and get the domain and range? Okay, so it's very similar to the asymptote equations. You just put a slash to the equal signs. Here's why. The domain goes forever left, forever right. It just does not touch the asymptote. So we can put x is not equal to slash the equals -2. And then the range, instead of y equals 3, it's y is not equal to 3. That means it can go below 3, it can go above 3, anywhere but 3. That's the only line, that's the only point it can't touch, right? Everyone's writing this down? If you're looking at a phone, write this down. Now, on your assignment today, the front side is a bunch of these. Could you locate the asymptote, write the equations, tell me the domain range? Hopefully, okay? Now, the second part of the assignment today is going to be like number 2 here. Now, this one gives you an equation, and you're supposed to do something with it. So now, I want you to remember, bottom is where the H is, okay? It's like heck, okay? Down there, and it's opposite. I said it yesterday a bunch of times. I'm going to say it again for my new peeps, okay? On the bottom is H, and it's opposite, not what you normally think. Positive means negative, negative means positive, okay? So you tell me, on the bottom, next to that X, what number do you see there? What number do you see there, though? -2. So I want to think it's backwards, right? H is a lie. I'm going to put that down. H is a lie. So when I look at that number right there, that -2, is that going to be left or right? Right 2, okay? Usually negative numbers go left, right? But it's a lie, so right. So go ahead and make a little note. This is right 2, okay? So everybody, you know those asymptotes? Pretend they're at 0, 0. What you're going to do is move the vertical one to the right 2, okay? So everybody, go ahead and put a point at 2 on the x-axis, just like this, and then put a dashed asymptote vertical line up and down. It has only moved to the right 2, but it does not move up or down, because all we've done is left and right. So go ahead and put a dashed line along the axis of the x-axis, okay? So you got a vertical line at 2, the axis is the horizontal, and now we're going to draw our rational function, which, by the way, the name of the rational function is a hyperbola, but you don't have to say that. We can just call it a rational, okay? So here we go. I'm going to draw this. I'm going to draw this. Remember, a rational function has two parts, and that's what it looks like. Moved to the right 2. Okay. Now, can we do what we just did on number 1? Okay, so what is the vertical asymptote? What do you think? Before you put 2, you have to put what? X equals, and then 2. Okay, so again, you find the asymptote for vertical is always x equals, and in this case, it's 2. Now here's where people get goofed up. Horizontal, first of all, it always starts with what? Y equals. Now what do you think the horizontal asymptote hits? Right here, which, yeah, is 0. Doesn't go up, doesn't go down. On the axis is 0, so y equals 0. Okay, and just like number 1, for the domain and range, you're just slashing those, okay? So the domain x is not equal to what? X cannot be 2 because that's where the asymptote is. And for the range, y cannot be what? Y cannot equal 0 because that's where the asymptote is on that one, okay? You have both of these types of problems on your assignment today. I'll leave it on the board here, though you should have it on your paper now, so that way you can refer to it. Let me tell you, the hardest thing, or the thing that most people are going to mess up is H. Hold on. The thing most people are going to mess up is H. So please remember, that number on the bottom of the fraction next to X is a lie. It's opposite. Please remember that. Okay. Now I'm going to pass out the assignment, and you're going to work on that today, and I'm going to talk to some of y'all about grades and stuff. So here we go.